before we hit a break and jump into the Big Ten win totals, we laid the challenge in front of the university. We have yet to hear a response. We told them, we said, if you join a conference, we'll do your win totals in one of the conference win totals. However, even though University of Notre Dame has not responded, we are going to take the high road here. We are going to be the bigger men in this situation, and we are going to give you the Notre Dame win total for 2024.
As much as I think it's the under is a safe play, like I can't even.
Count them up. Count them up. How many games are going to win this fall?
I can't fathom 8 wins.
How many games are going to win this fall?
I just can't. I don't see it. It's not on there.
It's
not the schedule I'm looking at. Unless there's another schedule somewhere.
The Notre Dame Fighting Irish have a win total at FanDuel Sportsbook, where you can make every moment more, of 10.5. The over is plus 142. The under is minus 176. Many of the reasons why you've heard people talk about the expectations for Notre Dame during this season has to do with the schedule. A schedule which, to let some people tell it, only has 3 games. There are actually 12 games on there. So the question, Tom, is do you see Notre Dame winning 11 or 12 of the games on their 2024 regular season schedule?
First of all, I just wanted on the record that I voted against Notre Dame being part of the Big Ten conference. Notre Dame's had 1,000 chances to join the Big Ten. So the fact that we're just throwing them on the Big Ten show, and then the added insult of Illinois is first alphabetically in the Big Ten. We're going in alphabetical order, and you have the audacity to bring up Notre Dame before we get to the Illini. No. You got the kind of cheeks I just want to slap right now, Chip, to be honest with you. I mean, 10.5? Like what? Under. This is like a 9-3 team. They've already lost their starting left tackle for the year. They were replacing both tackles. Offensively, I still have a lot of question marks about where this team's going to be. I think defensively, they're going to be fine. They're going to be one of the better defenses in the country in all likelihood. It's just I have very serious concerns about their ability to score points against the better teams that they're going to face on the schedule. Now, there are a lot of teams on the schedule that they should beat rather handily. So I don't see them finishing below 9-3, like 8-4 if they suffer a whole lot more injuries, maybe. But they're not winning 11 games, under 10.5.
I mean, just to read through how this went down, I said we should slip Notre Dame in today. And Danny, we still need your email for the fantasy league. I said, all right, all invites have been sent because we're drafting tonight. And then I said, do you want to do Notre Dame? I think today is the day to fit it in. Tom says, do we not have a show scheduled for Independence? And Chip and I are like, no, bro. The calendar, although I'm guilty of that too a lot of times. And then, we basically said, all right, let's do it. So, and then Tom got angry because I said that like today's teams in the Big Ten have a lot less juice than Wednesdays. So.
Yeah, just the defending national champions and the current national champion Illinois Fighting Illini.
That's all we're talking.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm. I'm under here, not like by a massive amount, but FanDuel is still hanging that hook out there, and this is actually, I believe, the best price in the market to go under if you want to get that 10.5, which I do. I do think that the offensive tackle injuries will have very little effect in most games, but in the toughest games that the Irish play, Texas A&M, Florida State, and Louisville, they will play teams that have quite a few guys who will hear their names called very high in the NFL draft when it comes to pass rushing. And I think that could be a problem. I like this defense a lot. I kind of like the Price and Love combo at running back. I think they got some nice tight ends. I think this is the best receiver room they have had in many years. And I like Riley Leonard. But 10.5 is a pretty high bar to clear. And even though they have probably 7 gimmies on the schedule, the remaining 5 games are still, you go 3-2 in them and lose this bet if you go over. So I'm going to go ahead and take the under.
I'd be bigger on Notre Dame if they had a guy named Fluff Bothwell. By the way, I just tweeted that name. I just want to see what kind of reactions it gets. Nothing else, just the name.
So what's the 4th toughest game on this schedule? No, 4th would be Louisville. What is the 5th toughest game on this schedule?
You think the USC game is tougher than the Louisville game?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I disagree, but all right.
You're a hater.
Yeah,
I think
Like-
we agree at Texas A&M is number 1 or home against Florida State?
at Texas A&M,
Probably at
based-
A&M because
based on
of
the matchup.
yeah, I agree. They are. It's a very like high floor schedule with the build of this team. I mean, even if Leonard goes down, I think you have max confidence that the backups can lead you to 8 wins. Like they're not going to go 6-6, but I mean, at Georgia Tech is
Yeah, I would say
they won't be 2 touchdowns at Georgia Tech as things stand now.
yeah, it's either at Tech or at Purdue. And neither of those, I think it plays to the point that you're trying to make here, are games where you look at where you're terrified.
Yeah. So it is like 8-4 is the bottom fallout type scenario.
Mhm.
I mean, they're going to be like 3 touchdowns plus to Virginia, to Army, to Navy, to Stanford, to Miami, Ohio. They could be 3 touchdowns to Purdue if Purdue's not any better.
I'm not ruling out Chuck Martin going into South Bend and surprising some people.
I mean, what was it? They lost to Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. That was kind of. I mean, wasn't that the first year?
Yeah, first year Freeman.
I'm saying you don't just let Chuck Martin walk into your house and think you're not going to have a tough day.
The defense is so good. So by the way, I'm on the under as well. The defense is so good that they are going to like have these games that I can't even take your line, Tom. I mean, do you want to talk about how it's like there's lots of there's like a black and gold and then there's like a blue and gold, Like
Go ahead.
I just think we could have Iowa vibes with this Notre Dame team.
They are, yeah, they're blue and gold Iowa. There's a chance they could be that this year.
There's a chance that they could be some blue and gold Iowa and just be so good defensively that all these games are low scoring and you really do just need one play. And look, Notre Dame's offense, even with all of the injuries or question marks across the board, to me, is much better personnel than Iowa has had in any of these recent years.
God, yeah.
But the way that they are the overwhelming favorite in all of these games, fans are just going to be pulling their hair out because the deficit's not going to be big enough. But it's just you rely on the defense, and the defense will win you the game. And the defense is probably going to win you 9 games. I just don't think the defense is going to win you 11 games. I guess elsewhere in the market, this is just a round 10 at more of a split price.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might take even under 10 if I was given that opportunity.
I kind of think the 10.5 matters. Like I would pay a premium for the 10.5 just based on how my distributions are done here.
Okay.
I would pay more than 70 cents, which is typically how you price it. Like I'd pay like 85.
Because
Iowa with a TV network, by the way, that was
the joke. Iowa with a TV network. All right. So we're all clean sweep of unders here.
Yeah. Danny's on the under 2. Danny said they're going 4-8.
Danny did say they were going 4-8, just like 2016. He said it's just like 2016.
Do they make the playoff at 10-2?
Yes.
I would imagine so.
I think so. Yeah. I have them as much more likely than not to make it 10-2, but I don't have it as 100%.
Are you running like the full playoff simulation with that? Where you're like also running everybody else's schedule and just sort of just seeing what they all look like at the same time?
Yeah.
I think because 10-2 means you've got one win against Texas A&M, Florida State, or USC.
It does matter who they beat, I think, for sure.
Right.
And how, like, is USC a good win?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, name value, certainly, but like how good is USC? We don't know. Like that's the last game of the season. They may or may not get you credit for that.
But beating Florida State could be the win that you need to be able to get into the playoff.
100%. Yeah.
All right.